My name is Jessica Bradham. I work at School Zone Publishing. I'm a technical media production specialist and designer. The first time I actually heard about School Zone Publishing was in my concept and production art class with Susan Bonner. So we actually were going to be doing educational games, and we were going to be proposing them to this company called School Zone Publishing. And I immediately thought, that's somewhere I could work, and I tried really hard to make a good impression. Immediately when we met them, I wanted to ask good questions. I researched the company ahead of time, and I just tried to stand out. I wanted them to remember me. So every project we did, I went over the top. I had extra sketches, and I even went a little bit overboard. I had a full flash presentation with pages and character designs, and they said, that's finished, when they saw my project. We worked on an app called Train Your Hand, and it's a stroke game, so you're trying to trace type game. You're tracing the lines. It's a pre-writing skills, so you're learning to make straight lines, you're learning to make curves and diagonals and zigzags, and it's really great for little kids. I think the target age is 2 to 4 or possibly 2 to 5. So it's the things you learn before you learn your letters. And we worked with Brian Vander Ark from the Verb Pipe, who made a song for us, and he actually worked with me on this because I was creating all the art for it, and the song was going to be based on the art that was in the game. So I created these characters in the game, like a dog named Max, and he comes out and he licks the screen, and it made it into the song that a dog named Max is going to come out and lick your face. And it was so fun when I got the song, and I was like, this song is like all about the art that I've made. And when the music video came together, I just couldn't believe it when you watch the whole music video. When we're testing the products on real kids, it can be really, really challenging because we've been practicing the game so much that we are masters of the game. And the kids are so focused on learning, it's actually really, really hard for them, and we don't always expect that. So we often have to slow it down, remove obstacles, make it easier. And it's really hard to get that editing down because you're so connected to the game exactly the way that you've made it. Getting into the larger companies can be hard when you're starting off, and getting into the smaller companies is where you're more likely to get a good foothold in. And the smaller companies are going to appreciate more a broader knowledge. And the more you learn, the easier it is to learn. So programs have like a base footprint where they're all kind of similar. All video editing programs kind of work about the same. All graphic editing programs kind of work about the same. And if you know how to use those, then it's really easy to jump into the next one. So if you can get a good baseline knowledge of one of each major software, it's going to be a huge asset to you. Show variety and show that you can do more than one thing. Like if you want to be Thomas Kincaid, you need to be the painter of light, and that's all you're ever going to do. But if you want to be a production artist, you need to be able to do art from this book that matches this style, because someday somebody's going to pick up a book and say, I need you to draw something that matches this exactly. And it's going to have to match this exactly. It's going to have to look like it came from that illustrator. And if you can't do that, then they're going to get somebody else who can. The first thing you need to know is how to draw. It's like the baseline skill that you need. If you're going into animation, you need to draw. If you're going into game art, you need to draw. If you can't draw, you're not going to get hired. After that, the way to set yourself apart is to know a little bit of everything. You need that variety in your portfolio. You really need to know how to jump from style to style. And there's going to be a kind of base of your own style that infects everything. And that's okay, and you kind of want that, and you should have your own style that you develop too, but you really need to be able to get into another person's style if you're going to be a production artist. If you look at all of the movies that are out there, Despicable Me, Up, there are tons of different artists who are working on these shows, and they are not drawing on their own time like this. That's not how they normally draw. They have to match the style, and they have to be able to do that. And then when they go on to their next project, they have to be able to match that style. One of my fellow students got a hold of me on Facebook and was like, hey, Jessica, there is a job opening, and they're going to be sitting right next to me and it has to be somebody who knows how to do their job, and I know you can. Please apply. And I was like, yes. So I put in my application, and he bugged the manager, and he was like, I really don't want them to hire somebody who is maybe not going to know what they're doing, and then I'm going to have to spend all of my time training them. And so, making the connections at Kendall is really what got me the job. Knowing people in the concept and production art class, knowing the other students, like really just knowing the other students is a huge asset to anybody. You really got to know people.